Before we get started in this video, I've just gone through and realized that there are times when the video and audio lag. I've tried to do it in as many small recordings to stop it, but normally I'd stop it just as it's starting to lag. So if you notice lag between my voice and the video, blame my shitty laptop because it's about to die. But hopefully it's not too off-putting and you enjoy the video. Hey guys, and welcome to my video to celebrate my 1 year on YouTube, my 69th video, and 100 subscribers, so big celebration. Also, if I seem incredibly happy, I just found out my grades for term 2 and they are fucking awesome. So, before I get into your questions, I've gotta say huge thank you to everyone who watches my videos, who subscribed, who likes, who leaves comments, who, even if you've watched half a video of mine, or even just looked at my channel, it's a huge thank you to you. I didn't ever think when I started a year ago that A, I would still be here in a year, or that I would have so much support, and yeah, it's been pretty fan-freaking-tastic. So, I'm not going to stay on that too long because obviously I'm sure you want to see the questions and the answers. So, we will get straight into that. But firstly, before I do your questions, I was actually tagged in Neramon's YouTube survey by Easy Mode Bros. I'll be click on this if you want to go check that out. So I'm going to start with those questions and then I'll start with your questions. And so yeah, just before we start, if you're wondering, I haven't really written down what I'm going to say. I've looked over the questions, kind of had to think about it, but these aren't really scripted answers per se. You know, I really don't know why I'm called Hannah. I'm guessing my parents like the name. I'm assuming that's why. Obviously they would have not called me Hannah, but my middle name is my mum's middle name, but the only thing I really know is that if I was a boy I would have been called Owen, so I'm guessing that's why I'm called that. Let's see, my favourite school teacher would probably have to be my grade 7 teacher, Mr. Marini. He was so awesome. He made, I don't know, he just took things and he made them much more interesting than what they originally were, and yeah, it was so much fun, especially for that last year of primary school. That was so much fun, and yeah, that's probably my favourite school teacher. I didn't really have too many favourite teachers in high school. There's just the teachers you wanted to have and the teachers you really didn't want to have. I've got to say though, I love a lot of my lecturers now. Well, the ones to do with medical imaging and sonography anyway, they are fantastic. And one of my lecturers, well, I haven't had her as a lecturer yet, but she's like course coordinator. She's almost scarily happy all the time. Like, I have never seen her without a smile on her face, and it's just really good. And one of my lecturers, the lectures are a lot of fun, which is actually good for a change. So, probably the strangest food I've ever eaten is a dish when I went to Japan in 2010. It was called ominokiyaki. Okay, because I was with a host family and we met up with another host family and one of the students I was going with. So they got 2 dishes. One of them was so amazing. If I have a picture of it, it'll be somewhere here. And it was really good. But the second one they got had little cod eggs in it. It was just filled with them, and I decided to try it because, you know, why not? And I don't know, I couldn't really taste anything because I was too focused on the fact I could feel every single little individual cod egg that there was. It wasn't, I don't think I would ever eat it again. And back in primary school, I've eaten things like kangaroo and that's pretty normal in here, in Australia. So that's probably the weirdest one. I didn't eat too many weird foods in Japan because, you know, they have a lot of weird foods. But I ate your normal things like sushi. They wanted me to try wasabi sushi. That wasn't happening at all. So yeah, it's probably the cod egg ominokiyaki, which I don't think I took a picture of, so it's just like the other one, which may still be on the screen here. But it had little cod eggs in it and it was not as nice. The other one was delicious, but My first gig was actually, I was 6 years old, my parents won tickets and a backstage pass to go see Savage Garden, which at the time I was a huge fan of. It was... So, I've actually got a picture here with Darren Hayes again. So if I can find that picture, because I have seen it, and I'll put it here, I am the one standing in front of him. So, I mean, at the time that was really exciting, but I really do not remember much about it. I mean, so the first gig I actually remember, and paid for, would have been when I went and saw Tim Minchin at the start of this year. Oh my god, that was so exciting. Yeah, that's the only other gig I've actually been to, but oh, that was the greatest gig ever. I'm a huge Tim Minchin fan, in case you hadn't worked that out, but I didn't actually get to take too many good pictures, but if I think the only somewhat decent one is maybe this one, if I can find it, but yeah, that was a lot of fun too. I mean, I'm a huge, you cannot even believe how big of a Tim Minchin fan I am. It's a little scary, but not that bad. I mean, you can't really say favourite place in the world and not say home. At least my room. It's got all my crap in it. And, you know, there's no better place to be than with family or friends. I mean, really. That's the, you know, cliche answer, if you will, but it's true. I mean, I spend most of my time here. All of my stuff is here. Obviously, when I'm living on campus at uni, I mean, it's sort of a home away from home. I've got a lot of good friends there and that, but this really is probably the best place to be. Pretty well anyone who's already made a response or wants to make a response or is even thinking about making a response, make a response to the YouTube survey, leave it as a video response, I will watch it. I mean, any one of my subscribers, guys should make one. I don't even really know why I started Let's Playing. I mean, I started it as well towards the end of my gap year, but from about June of last year, because I had so much free time and not really much to do with the way my shifts were scheduled, I was watching a lot of people play games on YouTube, and I was also playing, you know, a lot of games myself, and I looked into it. I'm like, you know, this isn't as hard as it looks, you know. I'm already playing these games, so maybe people might want to see me play games. Apparently you do, so yeah, I don't think anyone really inspired me, per se, because until I really started Let's Playing, I didn't really know too many LPs as such, or watch too many LPs. See, it's more once I started Let's Playing I actually discovered all this whole huge community that is the Let's Playing community. But so I mean, I don't really have a specific reason why I started. I was kind of bored, really. And I guess the reason I picked October per se, I don't really even know. I mean, I'd been looking into it for months, but I guess, you know, things were happening around there that I was getting stressed about and other stuff, so I was like, started then because it took my mind off it, really. Well, basically, back in grade 9, which is almost 7 years ago now, one of my friends, because my last name is Sunley, she either thought my last name was Sunnyside or thought Sunnyside was a better last name for me. She didn't know me too. I don't really remember how it came about, but she used Sunnyside, and since then it's kind of stuck, because no one's ever, with the number combination I have, it's never really taken. And with the number combination, one is because me and my brother have the same initials and I'm older, so first. And 93 for the year I'm born, so a little backstory, nothing too interesting, but I would definitely have to say like Arcanine or Growlithe. They're probably my favourite Pokemon. But that or Alakazam, because he just kick ass. It'd definitely have to be the first. I mean, although I never really played any Pokemon games till a few years ago, I grew up with the anime, And when I was a kid, I used to love watching that, but the thing is, it was only on Cartoon Network, which was on All Star, which I didn't have. But my Nana did, so whenever I would go over there, I had memorized the time that that show was on, and I would watch it religiously every single day nearly. Parents didn't like me watching it though, and I'm not sure why. And then actually, for a while there, I kind of forgot about it, and then a few years ago, again, I rediscovered it, if you will, and so, you know, I grew up with the first generation, so I'd have to say first, without a doubt. So I'm actually really surprised at how many people in a year I've managed to meet through YouTube. Actually, within like 2 or 3 weeks of me putting up my first video, I met a group of people, which was actually really surprising because I didn't actually expect that to happen. But I mean, it's awkward. Tyson asked a question because he's probably one of them. Pretty well anyone really I've got on Skype, I would say. So Tyson and Scott and Donald and Generation 71, whose name I don't even know, which is pretty awkward, but and Gamalad as well. I've known him a lot. I'm trying not to miss anyone out, but I probably have because it's incredibly hard to remember everyone. But pretty much, if I've got you on Skype, I would count you as a closer friend, really. Will I be introducing more Pokemon content? Well, yes, in the fact that after I've done Pokemon Red, there will be other Pokemon things. No, in the sense that there won't be really more than one sort of Pokemon Let's Play or Pokemon thing at a time. So, yes, in one sense, no in the other, but there will be other Pokemon Let's Plays, maybe some Pokemon Online battles, but nothing really extreme, really. It's probably about what it's at now, like an episode a week-ish. I have thought about this question for ages, trying to find a hilarious way to answer it, and I've got nothing, so no. I would probably just make a game that I can beat. It wouldn't be first person, like any sort of shooter game, because I'm very, very bad at them. I can't even, like, I've never had the desire to make a game. I've never had this brilliant idea to say, oh my god, this would be a great game, because I'm not that creative. But if I had to make any game, it would just be something I could beat, but yet hard enough that other people couldn't beat it. So it's something I'm really good at, but other people weren't so good at, maybe. I don't really know about, because I have no creative abilities, and technology hates me, really. I don't even remember how this nickname came about, but it's an in thing of, I don't know, me and Gamalad were talking one time, and it just, I don't even remember how this nickname came about, because I was talking to Gamalad one time, and it just, I don't even know how it came up, but it did. But I don't even know how to answer this question, because I don't. I clean my feet in case people were really concerned, but it's just sort of something that's stuck since the first time I think I spoke to him, or second time, but yeah. A lot of alcohol, really. It's about the only thing that helps. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm not an excessive drinker, but I don't know, it's just, I sort of just ignore half of it, really. Especially like this question, or I try and like turn it around on yourself. Like you said, I didn't have to answer it, so I'm going to answer it yeah. Well, I have this shitty headset at the moment. I am waiting on my new mic. It's a Snowball. I don't know when it's turning up. It's been 2 weeks now. I've been waiting for it. I use Camtasia to record windowed games, Bandicam for full screen games, Audacity to record my voice, although now I'm using Camtasia because I haven't got game audio. I use Camtasia to edit, and I also have now got a capture card. So It is a VC100U, which I haven't actually tested yet, but fingers crossed everything works, so I can use that to start recording console games. But that's pretty much the setup I've got. It's pretty basic. Most of the programs are free or have free trials. I did end up paying for Bandicam to get rid of the lettering at the top and have longer than 10 minutes to record, but it's pretty simple. It's all I need. It works, so that's what I use. Future's cool. I don't know, the future... What do you mean by my opinion on the future? Just generally, or Let's Playing? Because generally, you know, it's hard to tell really what the future holds. But I mean, I'm more take it on a, you know, see how we go. I just sort of take it day by day. I'm not one to think too far ahead. Like when I finished high school, people were like, "What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna go to uni?" That I was like, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that's why I took a gap year. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I normally don't think too far ahead in the future. I just take things as they come. But the future's cool. Well, really, as much as I would like to say that I will Let's Play forever, I kind of have to think realistically about it, but I don't even know, really. Obviously, as I get further on in uni, I'm going to have more clinical placements, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect it. Probably like I'm definitely doing it for the next year at least, but third and fourth year there might be the big hiatuses, or I might manage to get my shit together enough to bulk record, but I'd at least like to say for the rest of uni anyway, as a bare minimum, not a bare minimum, as, you know, sort of what I want to get to, but at this stage I really don't know. I mean, it's really hard to tell, but at least definitely for the next year. So I have a PlayStation 2 and a Wii. I have a DS. It's actually my brother's DS, but he doesn't use it anymore, so I've now claimed it as my own. And the PlayStation 2 is technically me and my brother's because we got it as a joint Christmas present, but he now has a PlayStation 3, so I now claim the PS2 as my own. But those are the only two I have. I've never really had a desire to get anything else, really. Both my brothers have a PS3, so if I ever want to play PS3, I could probably borrow one of theirs to play games on it, but I'm happy with my PS2 and my Wii because, you know, they're good. Well, if you mean location, I would have been right here, but it's probably sitting over there, because that's where my desk used to be. But I was pretty well here, just bored on YouTube, and I either looked something up or someone showed me a video, saw people talking over games, and yeah, that's kind of how it started. Nothing spectacular, no moment of realization when I realized this is what I want to do. Nothing cool like that at all. I'm not really one who gives good advice, but I guess I can say for those trying to get better, this is the sort of things I've realized. Probably don't expect miracles. I mean, if you get one or two people who have watched your videos, be happy with that, because, I mean, I know I set the bar pretty low. Like, I didn't even expect to get 100 subscribers ever, so I think really got to be realistic about it. Obviously, when you start, or even, you know, as you're progressing as a Let's Player, you're not going to be perfect. So, I mean, I think the easiest thing to try and get better is make a list of things you know you have to fix, and then, you know, order them to the one that's, you know, a big deal, or, you know, really needs fixing. Like, if you have audio problems or something, put that, like, right up there, because that's a big thing. And just, as, you know, work through trying to solve them, I guess. For example, my first Pokemon episode I recorded with the internal mic of my laptop. It is awful. It is absolutely awful. And so that's why I invested in this. It was $20 at Joyce Main, because I'm cheap. But it's lasted a year, and I mean, now that it's dying is when I'm investing. I mean, if you've got stuff that works, don't bother really upgrading until you have to. And if you do go to upgrade, I suppose, you know, you don't need perfect equipment, because like for the past year I've been using like this headset and everything. So I guess that's all I can really say. I'm just going to state now, I don't like this question at all, Tyson. But can't pick one person. That's like cruel to everyone else. I mean, technically speaking, the easiest person to visit would probably be you, because you're like a 4-hour drive away. Or maybe Scott, because he's in Australia. But then I could make like a whole big trip out of visiting people who live out of the country. But I'm not going to just pick one person and name them, because that's not fair or nice. I'd hate these sorts of questions. Damn you, Tyson. Not really. I'm not one who knows, like, or plays titles that people may or may not have heard of. I mean, one of my favourite games that I've been playing a lot at the moment is Croc 2, which some people may not have heard of, but it's a PlayStation 1 game. It's the first game I ever played as a kid, so it's got a lot of nostalgia value. And I've never finished it, so that's what I'm trying to work on doing. And then, you know, once I finish, I want to Let's Play it, because I love that game. But another game that I love that people might not expect me to like, or maybe, I don't know. What sort of games do you expect me to like? But, the Lego games for the Wii, oh, they're so much fun. I mean, I know they're not real, you know, more a kids game, but I think they're a lot of fun. You know, in Lego Indiana Jones, I've played too much of that, but it's a lot of fun. But, you know, I don't have favourite games and that, I just like to play games, but I don't think I'd say I'd have a game that I really like that people would not have heard of or wouldn't know about, really. So, last question, and the reason I left these couple of questions to last is because they sort of lead into basically the future of my channel, what I've got planned, what's going down, what's happening, and all that sort of crap. Not crap. But, at this stage, this is coming out on a Monday, so Monday next week, episodes, fingers crossed, should be continuing as they normally do. So next Monday, Pokemon, another episode, and then Portal Wednesday. I don't know about Flash Games Friday. I'm not sure I'm really happy with how it's turned out, so I'm either going to just scrap it all together or just sort of revamp it. But definitely expect at least a Pokemon video. If nothing else, I will get a Pokemon episode up, and I've also got a Minecraft pixel art video that's nearly ready to be recorded. So expect at least those two. Portal as well. If I get time, I might put Flash Games Fridays up. I don't know. That's sort of short term. At this stage, I've got a couple of other projects going on with some people. Firstly, I am doing a blind race of Link's Awakening with the Hat-Wearing Gamer, and I believe by the time this comes out, the first episode should be up, so you should go check that out. It's only going to be on his channel, because he has the things to edit it together and I don't. But, again, click this to go check it out. It should be a lot of fun. We've recorded one episode so far, so that should be out before this goes out. There's much fails and probably a lot of, it's probably going to be a lot of fun to watch, hopefully. Also, if you can go check it out if you've played the game, because I'm already stuck in 15 minutes of gameplay, so go there, tell me what to do, or tell me in the comments what I'm supposed to do, but go check that out. I also have a co-op planned with Tyson's World of Games. It's going to be on a Minecraft map. Much hilarity should ensue. I'm just trying to think. Really, if I have any other more projects with other people, I'll announce it to you, especially if it's not on my channel, like the Hat-Wearing Gamer race. But those are the two ones I can say definitely for sure. There might be others, I don't know. Also, with future Let's Plays, at this stage, Pokemon is going to be going forever, so I'll just move on from that. Portal, I haven't really played it yet, but I should be able to. I'm feeling there's only 3, 4, 5 episodes left, maybe. So I do want to have a new Let's Play. I haven't worked out what I want to do, but it's going to be definitely a PlayStation 1 or 2 game, because I really want to use the capture card and test it out, and I've got a lot of games. So at this stage I'm thinking I should probably do a game I've actually played through fully. So I'm thinking maybe Tony Hawk's Underground 1 or 2, maybe 1 at this stage. There's a lot of time for that to change really, because I've got plenty of time before Portal's actually finished. But yeah, now that I've got that capture card, I'm not so constricted to my laptop, so I can play a lot of games. So I've got a lot of games there that I love or enjoy playing, so I want to do Let's Plays of them, obviously. I mean, if there's any games you want to see me Let's Play, comments. Obviously, don't say if it's just an Xbox game or something like that. Don't say it. You know now that I don't have one of them. But I mean, leave it below. I can just have a look at it, see if I enjoy it, see if it's possible, at least. But yeah. I mean, I know I want to do a Let's Play of like Lego Indiana Jones, and Croc 2, maybe a Tony Hawk game. I don't know. I've got a lot of PlayStation 2 games that I could Let's Play. And really at the moment, because I'm so indecisive, I haven't worked out what to do yet, but really I think that's, all will be revealed very soon. But, I mean, other content, obviously I've got Minecraft pixel art, which is going to go for a while, because I want to do all 649 Pokemon. Please tell me I got that number right. After that I might move to a different sort of series or game or other things in general. And, I mean, like I said, Flash Games Fridays may or may not come back. I haven't worked out how I feel about it yet. I mean, I don't like how it is now, and I do want to change it. I just got to work out how to do it in a way that I do like. But it's something will probably come back. Apart from that, I won't have any other Let's Plays going. I'll always have, like, 1 or 2. Never more than 2, because that's crazily ridiculous. But really, I don't have too much else planned. I mean, pretty much now that exams are over, I'm back home. It's going to be full steam ahead with everything. I do have 2 subjects I've got to do over term 3, but they're external, so they shouldn't affect it too much. I just got to get the right balance between this and work and study, but it shouldn't be too bad. Like, when I have time off, I'll do as much bulk recording as possible so there's no issues. And so yeah, that's probably where the future of my channel. Obviously, as you can tell, I haven't thought about it too much because, I've got 2 Let's Plays that are still going, and are going for a few weeks at least. Thank you guys so very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to make. I'm obviously, really happy about these few milestones actually, all combined into one, hopefully, kick-ass video for yous. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, this is what I look like, in case you hadn't worked that out. Content should be back to normal next week. Fingers crossed. I'll post a bulletin if it's not. And so thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. If you guys are interested, click on... I need something new for you to click on. Click on this if you want to see the many fails that came from this video. There's probably not many. Just the general times I can't say shit, or things happen. I got a couple of texts while I was recording it, so you can look at me reply to a text if you're really that interested. So yeah, thank yous for watching. I'll see you all next time.